Hi, I'd like to talk a little bit about how CodeLogic enhances IDEs. CodeLogic profiles applications to understand dependencies within the app and across applications. And what we do with an IDE is we enhance the ability to find references or usages within the app. So if I'm working on this application, this is an open source app called Site and I'm going to work on this abstract layout task. One thing I might want to know is how it's used. So I'd hit Alt F7, bring this up, and what IntelliJ tells me is that the abstract layout is used by the partition layout and a testing utility. But what we see down below here is that CodeLogic has found 6 usages. That same abstract layout task and the partition, right, are here. But then there's a whole bunch of other stuff that did not show up when we looked at this just straight through IntelliJ, right? The stacked node wasn't there. Now, this little symbol here says that it's linked, so I can double click and go into CodeLogic. So if we look at the stack node layout task, we can see packages it's in and all that good stuff, as well as relationships into and out of that, the dependency path. I like viewing this as an impact analysis. And from here we can see that, this is part of Site Escape and it's in this jar file. If I wanted to see how this relates to this overall abstract layout task we were looking at earlier, I might pop open its impact analysis. And this is pretty complicated. There's a lot of things going on here. Let's look at this and try to make sense of what we're looking at. And why there's so much here that wasn't so easily visible. So if we look at this abstract layout task, all right, it's part of this class file that's sitting in the API bundle jar. Cool. And that looks familiar if we looked at our project back in IntelliJ. Site Escape API repository is what we checked out. The abstract partition that we saw earlier, that was found in the IDE, also part of the same API bundle. But when we look out at everything else that extends either the layout task or the partition layout task, many of those things are sitting out in layout Site Escape impl and layout impl. What's going on is that all of these other dependencies are in other projects, right? And I may or may not have those projects sitting on my desktop right now. So if it's been checked out and if it's in the space, the IDE might find it. If it's outside of that world, it won't. Because taking the deployed implementation, typically in a test environment, scanning that, we're operating outside of the bounds of a project and have a more complete view. So that's what CodeLogic is doing. It's taking this broader view and it's putting the information it knows about right where you're looking for it anyway, when you're doing your normal lookup of usages in IntelliJ or references in a tool like Visual Studio. Thank you.